Welcome back, guys. Unknown003 here, coming at you with another Killer Instinct character tutorial, and now we have ourselves Da Man. Back in the KI2 days, man, that was the only word that he knew how to speak. But yeah, now he is a full-fledged character, like a kind of like a Viking essentially. But yeah, this dude and his sword kind of speak for itself. Tons of damage. Although no zoning attacks and stuff like that, so you can't really do long-range stuff with him, he is dominant in like mid to close range. So honestly, the only setback for him, aside from like the zoning stuff, is the fact that he doesn't really have too many options to kind of get past like people that jump a lot. So you kind of just got to compensate for that, whether you're ready to just do like an anti-air or even the crouching heavy. Either way, let's go ahead and show you what Tusk can do. So first off, you got the lights. Very simple. Medium attacks right there. Honestly, in terms of the medium and heavy punch attacks, we'll get to that after. So yeah, this is crouching light kick. Here's medium kick. Decent with range, but not incredible. And here's a crouching heavy kick. Okay with range. And honestly, like, yeah, the heavy kick is pretty good for kind of getting closer. As you can see, kind of lunges towards the opponent more and more. But yeah. So, a lot of his interesting traits kind of come from his medium punch and medium kick attack, or heavy punch attacks. So, first off, we got medium punch here. That's, you might be wondering why exactly he shines during these particular attacks. And the reason is because this is sort of like a deflection sort of state, in the sense that if an opponent tries to hit you during this state, it will be deflected, Tusk will take no damage, and your move will go unscathed. Will not be affected by it at all, and it will just go through regularly. So let me show you a quick example here. Hold on. Okay, for some reason it's not working. There we go. Yeah, so it's supposed to look like this. There we go. Yeah, so if you do it before an opponent attacks, most of the time it will not work. But there you go. That's essentially what it looks like. It's pretty damn good, especially if you got people that are very, I guess, attack heavy. So if you want to catch them off guard with those counters, they would do a lot of damage, as you can see. So first off, the medium attack, this is kind of like the standard one. Very good with range, as you can see. The startup isn't too long, but then now we go into forward medium punch. Look how damaging that is. That is incredible. And not to mention, you can combo off of it, which is absurd. Yeah, so that's a basic combo attack, and it already does almost 50%. Tusk will leave a mark on the opponents, dude. Like, he is definitely one of the most damaging characters in the game. Like, very, very damaging. But yeah, so that's that. If you are close and you do the forward medium punch, you'll do a side switch. So, not incredibly damaging, as you can see, but you can throw people off guard in terms of your positioning. So, like, you're like right here, for example, you think they'll side switch, and bam, you just took like maybe 20% of damage for guessing wrong. Like, it's incredibly damaging. But yeah, like, in terms of crouching medium punch, not really anything special, just pokes you. It does leave a, or just slightly stagger the opponent for a moment. So yeah, now we'll go into the heavy attacks. So heavy punch, just a simple one-hit attack It looks like 2, which is kind of deceptive, but again, you can combo off of it. It just leaves the opponent staggered, and it itself does a lot of damage. Yeah, so back heavy punch is going to be this here. It's kind of a standard mid attack, sort of decent with range. Yeah, but if you do hold it, that becomes unblockable. So if you do like a wake up attack or do like a hard knockdown, you could do this, bam, and of course you could combo off of it. And then his last one is the crouching heavy punch. Just launches the opponent up in the air. If you think they're gonna do like a wake up attack, especially during knockdown, bam, and they just lost like maybe 15% of damage. Like, incredibly good. But again, like a lot of these just come from range and power. But of course the downside is that they are pretty slow on startup. Well, most of them. But yeah, you just gotta be ready for it. You know, if you want to win the mid-range game, Tusk pretty much has you covered for that, man. Like, for real. But again, that's why you gotta compensate, just because people can lame you out if they are zoners. So you just gotta know what to do, like, in order to kind of get closer. You know, especially when you do the heavy kick that gets you like slightly closer to them. So yeah, that's the basis of it. Now let's get into his air stuff. So this is up heavy punch. This is a skewer, and essentially, yeah, it's like pretty damaging, right? But there are a lot of things that you can do to connect this. So first off, if you do like a standard grab, and you do jump, or like up and heavy punch, you can combo off of that, and just do like an additional hit, which isn't too much more damaging, but still, man, like, every bit counts, especially if you're trying to kill the opponent. So, and yeah, it's no different for like the forward throw as well. You could do a sweep attack. Same thing, man. Like, anything that's like a hard knockdown. Bam! And you can finish just like that. And that itself did 56%. I did no instinct. I did no shadow moves. That alone already half of the opponent's health. Like, that's insane. So, yeah, like, that's basically skewer for you. But again, the big trade-off is that if you do miss it, it does leave you wide open for attack, because the recovery is a little long. So yeah, you just gotta be careful on how you use it. Use it when you know that it's gonna connect. But another thing is that it is breakable, easily breakable, seeing that there's only one button that you could press to actually use it. So people can easily break it since it is a heavy. But yeah, that's essentially skewer for you. So now let's get into his actual special moves. So first we got down back punch. As you can see, the standard light one doesn't really have the flash to it. However, the medium version and the heavy version do. So they both behave the same way as like the neutral medium punch and the neutral heavy punch. To where if you do see your opponent trying to hit you during this, it will deflect and your move will take priority and you will not take damage for it. So again, very good and very beneficial for people that are like trying to constantly play aggressive towards you. Yeah, and yeah, so pretty simple. This is what the linker looks like. He does pretty much an additional hit for every power or every strength of the button. So like medium or light punch is 2 hits. Medium is 3. And heavy version looks like that. And here's the ender. another, you know, just like a hard knockdown. And of course, you could choose to end it with the skewer right there. So yeah, that's the basis of that. The shadow version of this, it is actually really quick on startup, which can be deceptive just by the looks itself. But yeah, like this could be a decent wake-up option for people that know that their opponent is still trying to be aggressive, trying to poke you and whatnot. So yeah, compensate for that for sure. So that's down back punch for you. And now let's go into his down back kick, or his down forward kick, excuse me. So this is sort of like a run stance. Yeah, as you can see, like he dashes, and depending on the next button, that is depending on what he does. Think of it sort of like Saberwolf's run stance, minus like, you know, like the full run. But if you do a light version, you're gonna get the low attack. Or no, sorry, you're gonna get the mid attack. So it's just like a shoulder charge. Simple. It's the quickest version, of course, being a mid. And of course being like the safest version to you. So now the medium version is going to be the low. So it looks just like that. You could do like a neutral move into this. Yeah, so basically that. And the heavy version is an overhead, and it is a stagger, as you can see. But again, the trade-off is that the startup takes long to go through. So you could choose to end it with a grab as well. Or you could, of course, combo. Like, completely up to you. And the linker looks like this. Just, you know, regular shoulder charge. This is the shadow version of it. And if you do the ender, again, a stagger, you could choose to grab. You actually don't need the wall to grab off the opponent, which is pretty cool. But again, it's really just based on timing. Yeah, it's based on timing ultimately. So yeah, there's that for you. That's the basis of that, and this one is self-explanatory. His back down, diagonal forward punch, you know, his Shoryu. Just a really quick wake-up attack, but again, very, very punishable if you do decide to, or if you accidentally miss, or, you know, like you whiff it. But again, the medium and the heavy versions will deflect the attack the opponent does have if they do attack at you. And yeah, you're going to take priority and you're going to deal out the damage, which is kind of surprising with this on its own, because these two are not so damaging. But there's a reason for that, because if you do connect the attack, you could choose to follow up with a heavy punch. So think of it sort of like Thunder's Samamish into like the ground stomp, where you could bounce the opponent. This works pretty much the same way. So you could do heavy Shoryu into heavy punch. Bam, bam, bam. It works exactly the same way, and if you want to deal out the potential damage, shadow version, bam, just like that, and that is 46%, bro. Like, insane. And yeah, that's actually all of his ground special moves. Tusk, believe it or not, actually does have a air special move, but it is, you know, in the air, down, back punch. So it's basically this right here, like this attack. But again, like this is pretty good for like sort of mid-range zoning. Otherwise, if you do connect with it, you will be able to combo off of it. And yeah, it's pretty cool, right? And the shadow version, it's pretty fun to look at, I'm not gonna lie. So we could do something like this. Hold on. Yeah, honestly, I don't recall you being able to really, like, combo off of that and stuff. Oh yeah, this is like his medium thing, which is kind of a weird launch. And of course, comboable. Yeah. A lot of the traits really just come from the usage of a sword, ultimately, man. And this is a long, like, freaking giant sword, dude. Very Guts from Berserk, if you know. So, yeah, that's the basis of his special moves. So now we'll get into his instinct. So you could actually choose to cancel his special moves as well. As you can see right there, like you could do down back punch, or you could throw the opponent off, do a quick mix-up. Bam! Into that. This is honestly like where he becomes super dangerous, just because you could do a bunch of like fake outs. Yeah, so that's the basis of Tusk for you guys. I know there wasn't really too much to talk about. Surprisingly, with this character, there really isn't. But yeah, like in terms of like the combos and stuff, I haven't used Tusk to that extent for like decent looking combos, but all that. Anyways, that is the gist of them nonetheless. So hopefully this was easy to understand as per usual. You know, like honestly, this dude is just focused on mid-range, damaging, and ultimately trying to trick your opponent into attacking you and then paying the price for it, because again, like the deflection is where a lot of the interesting things kind of come from to make him safe. And aside from like the slow startups and most of his moves, he will pack a punch a lot more than most of the other characters in the game. So yeah, that's the basis of Tusk, y'all. We're gonna go ahead and call it for this one, but in the meantime, let's go ahead and look into next week, where we will be diving into Arbiter. But in the meantime, this has been Unknown 003. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see y'all next time. Fight on, everyone.
Eons have tempered my blade. Eons have tempered my blade. Look Death comes to all. except me.